What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Gaelic Gridiron podcast. We are back with a brand new episode, and of course, it is a big year for the NFL and American football in Ireland. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Minnesota Vikings set to clash in Croke Park in Dublin in September this year. And with me now is a man who'll be making the trip across for the game in Dublin. We have Minnesota Vikings offensive lineman Christian Darrisaw. Christian, how are you, sir?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Happy Friday. It's the weekend.
No doubt, man. Happy Friday.
Christian, we'll get talking about the upcoming trip across the pond, later on. But first, it's the off season is kind of coming to a close now, or it's kind of getting to that point where you're in OTAs and you're getting back into the swing of thing. How's your off season been going, and what have you been up to?
So for me, I've been rehabbing from my week 8 injury
Yeah.
at this point. But now the offseason's been coming along very well. We start OTAs next week. But just for progressions and just the things that I'm able to push myself through right now, everything's trending in the right direction for myself. But now everything's been going well.
Do you get much of a break as an NFL player? Because it kind of seems that you wrap up the postseason in January, and then you only really get a few months off before you're back into getting your body right again for OTAs and mini camp, and it all kind of starts again very quickly.
Right. I feel like we get the perfect amount of time. Depending on when your season ends, whether that's in January or if you're playing that Super Bowl game, maybe early February, we come back around mid-April, right before the draft. And then we're here for about 2 months, and then we get like another month off
Okay.
before we really got to come back in for training camp late July. So I feel like those 4 months, 3 month periods, kind of good, but you kind of don't want to lose that momentum, and it's like the chemistry and things that you built with the team just being away for too long. So I feel like it's the perfect amount of time that they give us.
And did you get a chance to go on vacation anywhere, or did you stay local, or what was your how did you unwind after a tough season?
No doubt. So I haven't been out the country yet, but I did make my way down to Florida and
Nice.
Arizona, two beautiful states for the great weather. Because here during the off season it's freezing cold, so I definitely got out there. But no, I do have a trip planned once we get done to go to Mexico, just to
Nice.
really kind of unwind and just before the season really starts, just sit back and just relax for a little bit.
You got to get the R and like the Vikings, of course, had a very successful season last year, 14-3 record, back-to-back playoff appearances as well. But what's the next step for 2025? And is there anything that on a team level you think you can improve on, as well as on a personal level as a player?
Oh man, I feel like as a team, we got all the pieces in that locker room, and the additions that we made this year are going to help us take that next step coming into this upcoming season. And I feel like that's just coming in every day, a day at a time, just getting better at the little things and really just focusing in now. So once training camp does get here, and then we get to the preseason, week 1, and things like that, we won't be kind of making the mistakes that we were kind of making out there on the field. But it's just going to come down just to winning ball games week at a time, and then once we do get to that postseason run, win a playoff game. That's something that we haven't done since I've been here. We make it to the first round, and we kind of get eliminated there. So I feel like just winning that when we get there, we got to get there first. But when we do get there, just win that first playoff game and just let it roll on from there. But I definitely believe we got the pieces to go do that.
It's the next logical step, right? I mean, get to the postseason. And look, I'm a Steelers fan. I feel your pain. I mean,
Yeah,
we haven't had a playoff win or gotten past the first round, and I don't know how long. So, I mean, that's definitely that has to be the ultimate goal every year, right? Is
yep,
the Super Bowl victory.
for sure. Yeah, no doubt. And like I said, it starts now. It doesn't happen week 10, week 5. It starts now, and we got full participation from the whole team, so everyone's bought in. And KOC, man, he's the man. And whatever he
I
calls,
definitely want to talk to you about Kevin O'Connell because he
for
sounds like
sure, man.
I can't wait to meet him when he's over here in Dublin. He just
No
seems like
doubt.
he's a great guy to be around.
He's
Um,
the
you mentioned Christian. You had that tough situation last year with the week 8 knee injury that ruled you out for the season. So you must be like really hungry to get back onto the field this year and get back playing and get back to full speed and just get those pads on and start knocking heads.
Absolutely, man. That's what they pay us to do, and it's definitely been rough. Just being not being able to be out there with my boys and just going to war with them week in and week out. But I'm just handling my business. So when that time comes and I'm completely healthy and they let me off the leash, I'm gonna say I'll be back out there the same player that I was and taking my game to that next step.
Uh, but what did your rehab look like? And I'm curious because I've had different players on, and it's especially when it's a knee injury. I know that the rehab process can be very arduous. Did you have to take it step by step, or what did that kind of look like for you?
Yeah, those first few months. Well, I wouldn't say the first few months. Like the first month, I really wasn't able to really move my knee, so it's kind of just like locked up in the brace. And then when they do try to move it, it's probably the worst pain I ever experienced. I don't wish that on anybody, but yeah, man, it's just pretty much getting your range of motion back
Mm.
and trying to get that strength back in that quad, and then from there everything starts to come back. Like just as you begin to walk again and just able to train back in the weight rooms, strength training, and doing all that other stuff, and then able to get back on the field and actually being able to do like your position work and your cardio back up and things like that. Yeah, things have been, like I said, moving along very well. I'm definitely on the phase I'm in now. I feel like I'm in a great spot to position myself. We'll see what happens come September, but no, things have been rolling the correct
We're
way.
definitely looking forward to seeing you taking the field in Crow Park. I mean,
Yeah,
we'll get to that again, but you're not going to believe the atmosphere. It's a special place for Irish people here, and I'm excited for you to get to experience the noise of a crowd there.
so
Um, Christian, you're also, I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was last season or the season before you signed a new contract. We became the highest paid offensive lineman in the league.
mhm.
How do you handle, is there kind of a pressure or expectation that comes with that? I mean, with that status, how do you kind of maintain your consistency and performance in that regard?
I just feel like it was earned, not really
Mm,
given.
of course.
And just like my play throughout the years, it just allowed me to reach that next height and be able to get that generational wealth. And that just came through the play. But I just feel like really it was a weight off my shoulders for sure. I want to say just like being able just to go out there and not really having to worry. Like the knee injury, if it would have happened without that deal, then
Yeah.
things could be mentally a lot could be going through your mind. But like me now, I got the comfort. Like I know, like I got time to get this thing right, and just to go out there and just be the dominant player that I know I am. But it really isn't. No, like I don't know how to say it because I love the game so much. So it really doesn't change anything. It's
Yeah.
not going to change like my hunger and just wanting to go out on that field and just dominate every play, every snap. So it's just probably how my parents raised me and how I
Yeah.
was just a young kid. And I love the game. So it really, like I said, it was just like another step that you really reach. I'm trying to go get another one now. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, yeah, Coach Kevin O'Connell, he was on when they announced that the Vikings were going to be playing against the Steelers. He joined the press conference, and even from Zoom, you could just feel his energy, and you could feel his delight in getting to bring his team across the Atlantic. And he's as a coach, he's known for his man to man style, and he certainly seems like a great guy to play for and just a great guy to be around. So, would you kind of say that that's as a factor in the team having so much success recently? Is his mentality and his personality?
100%. Man, it's just when he takes a stand in every team meeting, all eyes, everyone was locked in, and we know well, like his first year coming in, like as a new head coach and coming into a new team, you really don't know what you're kind of getting or just and things like that. So once we really got to dig in and be out there on the practice field with him, meeting rooms, and just the way that he carries himself, presents himself, and just the way that he leads our team, and he's definitely a game changer for us. We're all bought in, and like I said, the guys that we got in the locker room make it even 10 times better of what we're able to go do, just because of how smart he is on the offense and defensive side,
Mm,
and the ex-player, ex-quarterback in this league.
mm.
He's very smart, and the schemes and everything that he runs, man, it's complex. But when you go out there and do it and execute every play, man, it's really it's special.
Yeah, no, you definitely get a great vibe off him, and he really seems to have brought the team together with that kind of sense of togetherness and
Yeah.
connectiveness, and especially with the recent draft, you added some great pieces there. So I don't want to get you in trouble now with the next question, but I'm curious. You mentioned the vibe you have in the locker room there. Can you tell me who are some of your favorite teammates to play with, and which out of the kind of the new players that came in through the draft, are you most excited to play along with?
Definitely Donovan. I can't wait to see how he fits and how he his game
Mm.
translates to this league. And, he seems like a very special player. But teammate wise, man, the whole offensive line as a whole. I those are the you were just with them all day in meeting rooms, just grinding, and we all got that same mindset of just trying to push everybody to make us better. And that group is just really special. Jefferson as well.
Mm.
Uh, we get him time. We get the quarterback time to allow him to run his routes. Addison, Jaden Naylor.
Mm.
We had a Rondell Moore. Just dudes like that, man. Just and then in the backfield, Aaron Jones,
Mm.
Mason from 49ers that we just added as well. And then we're gonna have JJ slinging that thing, man.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to see how the offense really is coming along. So just as an offensive lineman, do you really like to run the ball a lot? And yeah, I do love to run the ball, but we know when KO calls them pass plays, it can be an explosive play every time. So yeah, like everybody, like I said, everybody in that locker room, man, it's just fun coming into the building, just knowing you got a bunch of dudes that's really bought in. And I didn't even say any guys on the defensive side. I can go through the whole list of those dudes too, man. Those guys are hungry.
Because the offensive line, you have to operate not as individual players, but as a unit, right? So
Right.
it's so important to have that relationship and connection as friends, because you have to have almost a sixth sense when you know, okay, this guy on my left is blocking here, so I know that he's got me, so I can go the other way. So it's all about that trust and that relationship, right?
Exactly, absolutely. And then we added two new guys on the line from Indy, Ryan and Will, two great players. Definitely was hyped when we was able to get those additions, man. And like I said, man, everything's starting to come along. And yeah, we'll see once August gets here, training camp, the pads comes on, and we really get to
Mm.
kind of get the clicking, rolling, figuring everybody out how we like certain things. And then once September here, we'll get here. We'll be ready to roll.
I like it. Sounds like you're ready to go. You talked about your job as protecting the quarterback there, and in your, I suppose, relatively brief stint with the Vikings so far, you're going to have played with three different quarterbacks. You're obviously Kirk Cousins, who had great success. You had Sam Darnold last season, and now JJ McCarthy. So, as an offensive lineman, how do you adapt to the different quarterback styles and to different people in the pocket, or is there different quirks that the QBs have that you have to take time to learn?
Yeah, I feel like like you said, every one of those guys are different in the way they like to stand in the pocket, where they are, um, and it's just really like you said, it's just the practice reps, the more reps that we can get with whoever's back there, it helps us tremendously. Everyone cadence isn't the same, and yeah, and guys like to operate differently. So it's really not as long as you go out there and just do your job and make the job easier for them,
Hmm.
we're going to be in a great position. So it's just being able to go out there and shut down this defensive end or whoever it is across the board, man. As long as we go out there and just dominate at a high level, it makes the quarterback job easier and it'll make our job easier as well.
And
So kind of that
as long
trust level.
as long as the quarterback is happy, that's the main thing. You're going to keep him
Yeah.
clean.
Keep them clean, exactly.
It must be exciting as well to see what JJ McCarthy can do when he comes in. I mean, he had such great success at Michigan, and obviously, like a bit like yourselves, suffered a season-ending injury before he got a chance to take the field as a Viking. And I know Vikings fans in the UK and Ireland are very, very excited to see him in the flesh. Have you really got a chance to work with him yet, or can I get a sense of how he's going to fit into the offense?
Me personally, I haven't got the chance to work with him yet. Uh, when I first got injured, I was in the training room every day with him, and that guy is all about ball.
Mm.
Smart dude, and you can really tell. Like I said, he loves the game, and He doesn't miss any. I don't even know what to say. Like nothing goes under the rug with him when it comes to football. Like it's really he eats, sleep, breathes football, and you can really tell. And he's going to be a special player. I truly believe that. And like I said, I can't wait to go out there and protect for him and allow him to make those plays. I know he's capable of making. So it'll be a special year for him for sure.
Well, you have potentially a franchise caliber quarterback in JJ, but I'm curious to know if you could play with one quarterback from NFL history, anyone out of the greats, who would it be?
Any quarterback in NFL history. I'd probably say Brady.
Yeah, he was over. He was over here recently. He was playing
Really?
golf in Ireland. Yeah,
Yeah, Tom Brady. Definitely the best quarterback to play the game. And being able to go out there with a guy like that will be really special. But no, man, I love the quarterbacks that I'll protect it for. And hopefully, me and JJ, I'll be his left tackle through the rest of my career, and as long as his career goes as well.
definitely looking forward to seeing how that all comes together this season. Well, Christian, this will be your second trip across the Atlantic in as many years to play a game of American football. Obviously, you had the game in Tottenham Hotspur last year against the Jets. But tell me, how excited just are you to come to Ireland and get to play an NFL game in Croke Park?
Man, I love it. Every time we get the opportunity to go across, what do they say, across the pond?
Across the pond, yeah.
Every time we get the opportunity to go across the pond, man, it's definitely different, and you feel that energy. Like you mentioned, we haven't played in U-All Stadium yet, but that stadium in London, man, it gets electric. And I remember my second year in the league, we went up there and played against the Saints,
Mm.
and we really didn't think we were going to have to use like our silent cadence when a stadium gets really loud, and we couldn't. Kirk was trying to yell the cadence to the top of his lungs, like the top of his voice, and we couldn't hear him at all. And it's just like, wow, these fans are really vested into it, and you feel that energy, and we fed off of it. We was able to get that win, but no, man, it's different. We get to experience something else for that week or however amount of time that we're out there, and that's definitely exciting just to go somewhere, else and see how much that y'all are invested into this game.
What would you say you're most excited about, the trip to Ireland? And don't say Guinness because we all know you're going to be sneaking out for a few pints. But like, what was your reaction when you found out that your team would be coming to play a game in Ireland? What were your thoughts?
Oh man, like I said, it's another opportunity to showcase who we are and do it in Ireland, and we play back to back, so it'll be in
Mm.
Ireland. So it's exciting, like I said, because I never been out the country until I actually went to London. So just being able to go out here and really just experience something else and able to still play football in front of a fan base who really loves the game and is invested into it, man, I can't complain at all. And we'll be away from Minnesota for a week. It'll be fun.
Well, it'll be a bit more than a week because you did mention there you have the back-to-back game. So after you play the Steelers in Croke Park, you then go to London to take on the Browns in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Right.
Like it's a great like I was there last year for the games. Great atmosphere, as you say. I mean, the Vikings were the home team last year when that skull chant got going. You
Yeah.
could have sworn you were in US Bank Stadium. It was awesome, but like, you are going to be away from home for an extended period of time. As a player, do you find that to be kind of challenging, or is it nice to have the change of scenery?
I really wouldn't say too challenging because the team, from the top to the bottom, like our support staff and just everyone, they kind of make everything like a smooth transition from everywhere that we go. So I really feel like the only thing I really miss is my bed um, throughout the week.
I relate to
Really,
that. I can relate.
yeah. But really, other than that, man, my family will be out there.
Nice.
So I'll have the fam with me, and then just being with the guys, man. I mean, that's really I can't ask for too much. And being able to just to go out there and take the field with them in Ireland, and then we go to London, so 2 weeks away from home. But why not? I would rather do it with these group of people. So no, it'll be a great experience.
What are your feelings or thoughts generally on how the NFL is expanding internationally, and eventually they do aim to play? I think it's up to 16 games outside of the continental US. around the globe. I mean, are you a fan of it? Do you think it's a good idea and like to kind of grow the game internationally and get more people into it, or what are your kind of thoughts?
Yeah, that's why I was just once you said that, I'm like the game's is global now. Like
Mm.
everyone loves American football. So just being able to go out there and showcase it in wherever we play, whether it's Brazil, Ireland, London. I know there's probably a few more places that teams are playing this year. But just being able to go out there and showcasing our talent, actually bringing the live football games to these places. To some people might not even have the opportunity to come to the United States to ever see a football game. So us coming there for a week, man, it doesn't hurt anybody. And like I said, some dudes may never even travel before, like myself. So just being able to have the opportunity to go to a different country or wherever it is, it's special. And you can tell like the people really do love it. So it's kind of like oh, we got to go here, and it's going to be like no, it's going to be dead. Like no, it, it's kind of like like you said, like when it turned into a U.S. Bank type of atmosphere,
Mm.
you kind of you feed off of it, and we enjoy it.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I mean, I've been an American football fan since for 15 years now, and or longer, and I never ever thought that we get to see an American football game in
Yeah,
here in Ireland. The atmosphere is going to be incredible. Like it's going to be like a mini Super Bowl the entire week here in Ireland. It's going to be nuts.
right,
So hopefully you get out to enjoy a bit of the atmosphere. You're not just locked in on football. I know it is a business trip for you.
right.
But like the last time, so the last time the Steelers and Vikings played was actually in 2021. So I don't think you've ever actually played against the Steelers. So it's going to be exciting for you to play against that franchise, especially in Ireland.
No doubt, man. 2021. I think we
I
played them
think
in 22 as well. I think they actually came to U.S. Bank.
there you
But I
go.
didn't play. I didn't play in that game. But now it will be. It's like you said, a historic franchise. My family grew up in Pennsylvania,
Oh,
so
nice.
I got a few Pittsburgh fans in the fam. But yeah, I told them they want to come now. They got to be repping the Minnesota gear. Uh, so I had to figure that out. But nah, man, it's gonna be fun. Like you said, that's a very great organization. The dudes that they have on their team, they're preparing to go make that Super Bowl run as well. So it'll be fun.
You never know. It could be a preview of a Vikings Steelers Super Bowl in February down there in San Francisco. You never know.
Yeah, we'll
It could be
see.
good. Well, Christian, look, thank you again so much for your time. We're going to finish off. I got a couple of questions in from some of our listeners here, and we're going to do a bit of a quick fire round. Okay, so first
Yeah,
answer that comes into your mind, don't give it too much thought. Just give me your gut reaction. Okay, you ready?
yeah,
All right. Who is the best player you've ever played against on defense?
I was good.
Miles Garrett. Wow, what's he like to block?
Different type of athlete. He's unique. He's 101. Um, I've actually so it was in practice. I had the opportunity to go against him in a joint practice that we had in August last year. But there's no other defensive end in the league like him. Like I said, 101. Just the way that he plays the game and just at such a high level, year in and year out, man. You really got to be on your A game every snap, or he's going to expose it.
Mm.
But he's definitely a great player in this league.
Well, you're going to have TJ Watt to contend with in Dublin, so I'm
Yeah,
excited to see how you get on against him because
I
there's a debate that goes on about who's the better player. I'm a little bit biased towards TJ,
think so.
but okay, what was the your entire career, professional ranks and college? What was the best game you ever played in?
Best performance or best game?
Best game, atmosphere wise, performance wise, just that stands out
Uh,
in your memory.
my second year in the league, KLC's first year here, we were down 33-0 to the Colts.
Oh wow,
Uh, and not a lot of people believe, hey, you're down 33-0 in the NFL. It's really difficult to come back from.
yeah.
But we got in that locker room, and I remember Patrick Peterson standing up, getting everybody rounded up, and he spoke a word to us. And when we touched that field after halftime and making that comeback and winning that game to win a division, it was special because not a lot of teams can come back down
Yeah,
33-0.
33
Or
nils a
not a
lot
lot
of
of teams
points.
blow a 33-point lead with the coming out of the halftime. So just that game alone, and then we were able to clinch the division winning that game. It was special.
I might have to go back and watch those highlights. I mean, Patrick Peterson, he played for the Steelers briefly as well, so
Yeah.
he's obviously one of the great cornerbacks to play in the league. Okay, why do you wear number 71?
So my number's retired. I used to 77 in college.
Okay.
That number stuck with me from when I got to college, and then I wasn't able to wear it here in Minnesota because it's retired for a great reason. But and then 71 just fell off of my favorite player growing up, Trent Williams.
Oh yeah.
Um, being growing up in the DMV, PG County, Maryland, and being a huge, was kind of a not Redskins, Commanders and Eagles fan growing up because my parents were from Philly. So just watching Trent, man, and I didn't used to want to be offensive lineman. I wanted to have the ball in my hand or go make plays. But once I transitioned to that offensive line role in middle school, watching him play the game and really dominate and out there having fun, it kind of just like he stuck with me forever. And he's definitely my favorite player. Uh, like just to watch and study and really break down because he's been doing it for a long time and he's doing it at such high level. And I think he's one of the greatest to ever play that position. And then just knowing that he wore that number, I the number
Yeah.
was I just ended up rocking with it.
Absolutely, and there's no better reason than to try and emulate, of someone who played your position and is an inspiration.
No doubt.
Okay, we have two more questions left, and I want to know when you're not playing football, what's your favorite thing to do? How do you unwind and chillax?
Playing video games with a few of the homies, NBA 2K, any sports game really, MLB, college football.
Hmm.
When they brought back college football, that's
Yeah.
all. They couldn't get me off of that because it came out during the off season, so I was barely getting sleep. I would go work out, and I'm straight on it for the rest of the time. But yeah, playing video games or spending time with the family whenever they're in town. That's where you can catch
Mhm.
me at.
Finally, who is the best player in the league right now, in your opinion?
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, he's lighting it up.
He's 101. The things that he's able to go out there and do against the coverages that are thrown at him, it's really special to see him go, week in and week out go out there and just really dominate defenses. No matter what, three people, two people, one person checking him, it doesn't matter. He goes out there and makes plays that are even unthinkable, and just being able to play alongside him is really like a blessing just to have him on our team. But he's definitely, in my opinion, best player.
It blows my mind the fact that in a few months' time we're going to get to see JJ's play in Croke Park in Ireland. It's just when you think about it,
Yeah,
it's insane. So I know there's a lot of excited, not only Vikings fans but just NFL fans in general who are going to be pinching themselves in Croke Park. Justin Jefferson is catching touchdowns here in Ireland. It's insane. So no,
yeah.
he's definitely up there. Well, Christian, look, we're going to wrap things up, and I have one final question for you. And this is something it's a bit of a tradition here on Gaelic Gridiron that I ask all of my guests, and that is, what is your favorite football memory?
Favorite football memory? It probably have to be me getting drafted alongside my family. All my immediate family was there for that moment, and just being able to reach this step
Mm.
of the chapter. Not really knowing how far this game is going to take me. Coming out of high school, I had one offer, so it really wasn't like a thing that really was like I felt like it was attainable. I knew it was really something I wanted to do, but how was I going to be able to do it? I didn't know how it was going to look, but being able to just to put in the work really and putting the grind, the time, and just sticking to everything, no matter what people might have said, and just beating the odds really, and then coming into the league, getting drafted by this great organization.
Mm.
That probably was one of my top moments for sure.
Yeah.
Just getting drafted here, have my family there support me, and just yeah, probably that's probably number one for sure.
I mean, why wouldn't it be when you play football your whole life and then it's the odds are stacked against you, but it's always your dream as a kid to play in the NFL and then you
Right.
make it like it's that's
That,
awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome. Well, listen, Christian. I mean that's fantastic. Thanks again so much for your time. It's been great chatting to you. And look, the big game, of course, in on September 28th in Croke Park. I won't be rooting for you now when the Steelers come over here. I'm not going to lie to you.
no
I'll be
doubt,
your friend right up until a kickoff, and we can be friends again afterwards. But I'm rooting for TJ during that game.
no doubt, man. I can't wait for it to be here.
Well, man, listen, all the best. Best of luck with the off season, and yeah, we'll catch up in Dublin. Yeah.
No doubt. Appreciate you, Jimmy.
All right, take care, man.